Deadmount Deathplay is a fantastic anime, but it's got a very specific style in the way it tells its story that may not be for you. I'm going to explain the vibe and other aspects about the anime so you can see if it's something you will like as much as I do. First things first, I highly recommend watching the first episode completely blind. And I mean completely blind. Don't read anything about it or look at the poster or anything. I guess I just showed it to you, but whatever. The first 10 minutes might not instantly grab your attention, but trust me, finish the episode, it's got a cool twist and it's really good. If you're still here, I'll be slightly more specific now. Deadmount Deathplay is a reverse isekai, but it doesn't feel like an isekai. It's more along the lines of a supernatural crime drama, a person with powers working through a new situation in modern day Japan. Think along the lines of Death Note. Although the main character does end up very powerful in his new world, he doesn't seem completely invincible, and his goals make his powers much less important than the regular one-shot every enemy and get all the girls isekai protagonist we usually see. There is tension around the enemies he faces because most everyone around him is even more insane than he is. This is a good time to mention the story was written by Ryogo Narita, the creator of Baccano and Durarara. Although it doesn't play with time and perspective as much as those earlier works, it still has his signature style of the urban setting, large cast of characters, and insane situations that tie everything together. Along with a very entertaining storytelling style, you get the over-the-top characters that are both completely ridiculous and insanely entertaining. Characters that are as quick to compliment you and smile at you as they are to slit your throat, or information brokers with complicated morality are as common as they were in Durarara. Putting all these characters together and giving them history with each other makes the world feel alive, but it also just creates the most interesting situational storytelling. Because everyone is more or less completely insane, you never know what is going to happen or how it will go down. It's not very realistic, but because it feels so authentic within its own world, and the story is written so well, it has become the show I look forward to the most each week it's released. It's so absurd, but it's so easy to buy into. Part of this is because it takes itself serious, but also knows it's absurd. It doesn't shove any of it in your face. No one is overly serious or just there to be a joke. They feel like real people in real situations, which is odd to say since most of them are psychopaths, and the situations are very unlikely. If you watch it, you'll understand what I mean. There's a lot of comedy in the series, a few of the jokes feel forced and didn't work for me, but most of it was great. There's a lot of the chibi style switches when something ridiculous happens, and it fits the kind of story it is for the most part. It also has a very dark sense of humor, since most of their lives is revolving around death. The world building is great. Through the main character trying to figure out Earth, we also get glimpses into what his fantasy world was like. In a smaller scale, we get really fantastic world building about these hired assassins, how their whole business works, and other groups and individuals that affect them. I try to mention this in all my worth watching videos. There is some fan service in this anime. For the most part, it is to show the seedy world they inhabit, but some of it is for comedy. It never felt overbearing or totally out of place. This is a pretty adult show with a lot of intense violence. If you want complex characters with a lot of internal conflict and a deep story, you won't find that too much here, but you will find an extremely well-paced plot with incredibly fun characters and an insanely entertaining story. I highly recommend checking out the first episode to see if it's for you. Get past the first 10 minutes and you'll see what the story is really like. It has all the aspects I love about anime. If you want a more character-focused and less chaotic story, check out my review for Hell's Paradise here on the end screen. That's all from me. Jamyo.